Yate abena. Oh, I'm the headless yogi. Yate abena. Shike do shirene. Sh'e Annalisa Rockbridge. Yes, all is good. Hi, good morning. I'm Annalisa Rockbridge and I'm going to be your yoga guide this morning. Please roll out your mat and we're going to stay on our backs on our mat for most of this time. So if you don't have your mat with you, that's fine. Just go ahead and find a nice comfortable spot in your house. And then once you find a spot, go ahead and rest onto your backs. When you arrive on your back, allow yourself to just rest in this nice neutral spine and pelvis. Start to walk your feet either towards your buttocks, allowing the feet to be at hip distance apart. This will help release the lower back gently. And let's just arrive here on the mat. Allowing the feet to push down into the mat. The knees are stacked directly above the ankles. Feel how the lower sacrum rests onto back and that there's a little bit of a natural curvature on the back as you rest onto the floor. Let your shoulder heads get a little bit heavy and continue to let the shoulders relax down towards the mat. And for this first dynamic arm movement, let's just make sure we have the room clearance. So with an inhale, draw your arms and your hands up and above your head, and then allow the thumbs to touch down to the floor behind you. If your hands hit anything or any objects in the way, go ahead and adjust yourself so that you can make the clearance. And then when you're ready, allow the hands to float down next to your waist, coming back into this neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And let's begin to link our breath to our movement. So with a nice deep breath in through the nose, allow the arms to float up and above your head, allowing the thumbs to touch the back of the floor first. As you exhale, drawing the hands down next to the waist, excuse me, and then drawing the belly in towards the spine so that we don't lose the length that we just made. Let's do that again. Let's anchor down into the feet, and then as we inhale, make length of the sides of the waist by drawing the arms up and behind you. Allow the lower belly to draw in towards the midline, and then the chest to rise up into the sky. As you exhale, keep drawing the lower belly in and up to keep that length. Maybe the head starts to float up naturally. As you exhale, the head floats back down, and then we're finding that same length of the sides of the waist, so grow tall. And then when you're ready, exhale, keep that same length, drawing the lower belly in, draw the ribs in, and then maybe the head just kind of naturally floats up as your hands continually to extend out in front of you. Inhale. Releasing the lower back, allowing the hands to float up and above your head. Grow tall through the sides of the waist. As you exhale, draw the lower belly in and up. Maybe the head floats up as it continues to make length in the spine. As your hands float behind you, maybe you notice one thumb comes down towards the mat. Or reaches the floor behind you a little bit sooner than the other. That just means that shoulder's a little bit more open. But that's where the homework comes in, where we want to get those thumbs to touch down together. One more time here. As you exhale, extend the hands straight out to the sides. Inhale. And then when you're ready, let's just push down into the hands, push down into the feet, resting in this neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And then let's draw the right knee in towards the chest. And then if you're okay, let's allow the left foot to extend straight out in front of you. If this causes any issue on your lower back, go ahead and keep that left leg bent so the knee is in the sky and the foot is on the floor. Whichever variation you choose, don't allow this right hip to hike up. Draw the right hip down. Find length the size of the waist, grow tall. Maybe pick up your head ever so slightly and then draw the chin in so it doesn't jet straight up into the sky. One more breath here. Let's continue to find length through all sides of our waist. If your left leg is extended out, draw through the left heel. So as if there was a wall, window, or door in front of you, as if you were pushing that wall with your left heel. Drawing all 5 toes straight up to the sky on that left foot by internally rotating the right thigh, the left thigh inwards towards the right. As you push through the left heel, continue to draw that right hip down towards that left heel. Drawing the right knee in towards the chest. One more breath. And then as you exhale, change the interlacing behind your right knee. And then when you're ready, we're all going to inhale, straighten out that right foot straight up into the sky, any amount. Keep drawing that left thigh inward. Continuing to breathe. Never having any pain anywhere. There shouldn't be any pain. Maybe putting a bend back in that right knee. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, finding length still, extending that right heel back up into the sky. This time, let's start to straighten out that right leg, any amount that is comfortable for you. And then begin to lean this right leg into our hands. So the leg is actually floating away from you. So you're not pulling it in, but you're allowing that right leg to lean into your hands. Continue to draw that right hip down and drive through your left heel. Allow the shoulder heads to draw away from the ears to make length to the sides of the neck. When you're ready, put a bend back into that right knee and then grab onto the outer edge of your right knee. Extend the left hand out to a T, so extend the hand out to the left, the palm facing down. And then with an inhale, find length through all sides of your waist. And then as you exhale, gently hinge your right knee open as if it were a door. It doesn't have to open up completely to the side. That's anatomically impossible. But allow the left thigh to stay heavy and in contact with the mat. As we inhale, always finding length and drawing down through the left heel so we have a nice strong Tadasana left leg. The right leg is hinging open like a door. A couple of more breaths here. And then when you're ready, let's guide the right knee back up into center. Draw the right foot down towards the mat. And then as we inhale, lift that left knee up into the sky. Left foot is in contact with the mat. This time, both feet are planted onto the mat and both knees are up into the sky. Neutral pelvis and neutral spine. Let's anchor down into the feet. And then as you inhale, draw the arms up and over your head, finding length to the sides of the waist. As you exhale, arms float down towards the waist as the lower belly continues to draw in, keeping the length. Inhale to find length to the sides of the waist, grow tall through all four corners. Keep drawing the frontal ribs in towards the back. As you exhale, the arms float down next to you. Keep drawing the lower belly in. Maybe the head floats up as if it were just an accessory in this asana. Inhale allows you to float your arms up and above, finding that length, growing tall. With every exhale, just releasing a little bit more into the back mat. This time with an inhale, as our head reaches the mat, we're going to draw the left knee into the chest. And then choosing which variation you chose on the left side, or seeing where we are today with our body. So maybe you would choose or find to see what it feels like to extend the right leg straight out in front of you. As you draw the left knee in towards your underarm, continue to find length, growing tall to the sides of the waist throughout the entire body. And then maybe we pick our head up ever so gently. Take a peek at all 5 of those toes if they are extended straight out. And then guide the right thigh in towards the left. So all 5 toes are pointing up into the sky. As you draw your head back down towards the mat, keep drawing the chin in so it doesn't jet straight up into the sky. Whichever variation you chose here, we're going to interlace our hands behind our left knee, and then as we inhale, extend the left heel up into the sky. You should find a nice release in the lower back here. And then if you are extending your right heel straight out in front of you, keep drawing that left hip down to square off your hips. When you're ready, we're going to straighten out that left leg any amount and then extend the left leg as if it were pushing away from you. So we're not drawing that left thigh in towards us, but we're leaning that left leg into the hands. Keep drawing that left hip down to meet the right heel. So keep drawing it down so you even out the hips. When you're ready, let's put a bend into that left knee. Switch our left hand onto the outside of the left knee. With an inhale, extend the right hand out to a T so the palm is facing down, finding length to the sides of the waist. And then as you exhale, opening up that left thigh any amount. It doesn't open up completely out to the side. Keep both hips in contact with the mat. So inhale, maybe draw that left knee in a little bit. And then as you exhale, finding the edge, being honest with yourself and your body. letting go of any ego in this pose. If your mind begins to wander, it's completely natural and normal. Just continue to breathe in any pose that you found. Nice inhales, take nice, long, deep inhales. Extend all the way through your exhales. When you're ready, let's draw that knee back in towards center. And then draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Allow both feet to come down towards the mat, stacking directly underneath the knees at hip distance apart. And then as we inhale, arms float up and above. Finding that same length, the size of the waist. And then as you exhale, allowing the arms to float up and next to your waist. Maybe the head floats up as the lower belly keeps drawing in towards the midline. Inhale to float the arms up and above behind you, finding the length, the size of the waist. Not wanting to lose that length as you exhale, allow the lower belly to draw in and up. One more time, linking it to your breath with the movement. For the last one, allow your hands to gently rest down towards the mat. Allow the back of your head to rest down towards the mat. Make any adjustments in your feet. So if you need to make them, walk them out a little bit wider so that they're a hip distance apart, and then stacking the knees or the hips, stacking the ankles directly underneath the knees. And then let's allow our feet to anchor down into the mat, our hands to anchor down into the mat, and then lift up through the sacrum and the spine. So lift your hips up into the sky. So we're coming into a Setu Bandha Sarvangasana bridge pose. In this bridge pose, push down into your hands, push down into your feet, and then without actually moving your feet, try to scrub them back towards your hands so you activate the hamstrings. Keep lifting up through the frontal hip points, but draw your frontal ribs towards the back. Spread across the chest and the collarbones. And then when you're ready, start lowering down, articulating your spine one vertebrae at a time. Making any adjustments you need to. Stacking the feet at hip distance apart underneath the knees. Pushing down into the hands, pushing down into the feet. Lift the hips up into the sky. And then maybe this time we choose to roll the right and the left shoulder in, interlace the hands underneath us, push down into the feet so that the frontal hip points lift up, push down into the hands so we spread across the chest and the collarbones, and breathe. Keep drawing the feet back towards the hands so that we're activating the glute or the hamstrings and not the gluteus maximus flesh here. Push down into the heels. And then when you're ready, let's come down onto the wrists, interlace, just to give them a quick little massage. And then release whatever it is you're holding on to and come down onto your backs. If you have a block and you want to stick that underneath you for a restorative bridge, go ahead and do that now. But let's keep flowing just a little bit more. So as we push down and anchor into the heels, inhale, lift the hips and lift the arms up behind you for a dynamic bridge. As you exhale, start articulating the spine one vertebrae at a time as the hands float down next to the waist. Continuing to move with breath to movement. Inhale, finding length as the hips lift up into the sky. The frontal rib points draw back towards the ribs. And then as you exhale, guiding the hands and the spine back down towards the mat. We're not in any rush. Okay, so we're good. Inhale, push down into the feet, lift the sacrum, lift the spine, arms float up and above the head. Thumbs touch at the floor back behind you. As you exhale, start lowering down, articulating your vertebrae onto the mat. Very nice, you guys. So when we come back down onto our backs and this nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis, easy resting pose, with an inhale, let's lift that right ankle and cross it over the left knee. This is a beautiful hip flexor stretch right here, and if you allow yourself to gently push onto the top of your thighs as you flex the right toes, maybe you can release your lower back a little bit more. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, as you inhale, draw the left knee in towards your chest, and then keeping the head and the shoulders in contact with the mat. Choose to interlace your hands either around your shin, but as you saw, I had to pick up to reach that, letting go of the ego, allowing myself to rest onto the mat. And then again, inhale to draw that knee in towards my chest and then interlace behind my left knee. Exhaling all the air that is inside of me as I continue to draw that left knee in just a little bit closer. As I inhale, continue to flex through the right foot, and then maybe I lean ever so slightly onto the left hip, changing the sensation throughout the body. Continuing to find length in every pose and every inhale. Maybe as you exhale, you find your neutral pelvis onto the mat and extend your left leg straight up into the sky. Very nice, everybody. Inhale here, take a nice deep breath, feeling every muscle, tendon. As you exhale, inviting a gentle bend back into that left knee. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, find length by extending that left heel straight up into the sky. Continuing to breathe, never holding our breath in any pose. Seeing if we can continue to let go of just a little bit more. When you're ready, let's guide the left foot down towards the mat and then step the right foot down. Very nice. Gently push onto the tops of your thighs, finding that length in the sides of the waist and the back of the lower back. As you inhale, draw that left ankle over the right knee and flex that left foot. Resting here for a moment or two as we prepare to inhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Interlacing either around or behind the knee, but being honest with yourself wherever you are. Maybe you choose to slightly float our weight over towards that right hip, feeling a sensation on the outer left hip. When you're ready, with an inhale, maybe we come back into this nice neutral spine, thread the needle, and then as you exhale, straighten out that right leg any amount that's comfortable to you. Breathing in this nice thread the needle with an extended leg. maybe feeling how the lower back is releasing and all the neurons are firing up back there. When you're ready, let's bend that right knee, and the right foot's going to touch down towards the mat as the left foot comes down towards the mat, pushing gently onto the tops of your thighs. As you inhale, both knees come in towards the chest. Extend your hands out to a T so that the palms are facing down. If you don't have the room out inside of you, go ahead and cactus or goalpost your arms so that the palms are facing up. With an inhale, find length to the sides of the waist. And then as you exhale, we're going to actually put our feet down. And then inhale, draw them back up. Exhale, walk the feet down towards the mat, and then walk the feet out towards the edges of your mat. Let's windshield wiper our legs, so drop your left knee towards your right foot and let the right knee come down towards the mat. Inhale to draw back up into center, and then exhale to drop over towards the left side. So left knee comes down towards the mat, left foot is near the right knee. So you're just windshield wipering your legs here. And if you're looking for maybe a little bit of a deeper stretch, maybe you pick up your right knee and gently rest it onto your left knee. We're not trying to pull down onto that knee, but we're trying to allow length and extension from that right heel anchoring into that left knee. Finding a little bit more space in the sides of the waist and the back of the spine. When you're ready, let go of that right knee onto the left knee and extend both knees up into your sky. As you exhale, allowing both of the knees to drop over towards the left. Inhale to pick up your left knee and cross it over your right. Inhale to lift up your left ankle and cross it over your right knee. Adding that just a little bit of additional weight to lengthen out the right side by pulling down onto the knee and extending the sides of the waist by using it as a little bit of an anchor. Continuing to breathe here. We're never holding your breath in any pose, but finding our edge and then finding a way to breathe through any discomfort. As you inhale, drawing both knees back in towards the center. And then this time, let's draw the knees back into the chest. And then as we exhale, draw the knees over towards the right side. The right hand extends onto the left knee. As you inhale, continue to allow the left shoulder to get heavy and rest onto the mat, so that you can continue to grow tall and find that same length at the sides of the waist. Maybe as you turn your gaze over towards the left hand, you can still feel how the left shoulder is getting heavier and heavier. Breathing here. When you're ready, let's draw both knees back up into the sky. Tuck the left hip underneath the right, and then allow the knees to draw over towards the left. As we inhale, find length to the sides of the waist, grow tall, and then exhale, the left hand comes onto the right knee, and then the gaze turns over towards the right hand, allowing the right shoulder to continue to get heavy and drop towards the mat. Breathing into the side ribs, allowing thoughts to come and enter your mind. Honor them, but recognize they moved away from your breath and come back to your breath. Nice, long, deep inhales. Nice, slow exhales, releasing all the air within inside of you. Maybe using this gentle twist to exhale more air. When you're ready, let's allow both of the knees to come back up in towards center. Both of the feet can come down towards the mat. And then when you're ready, extend both feet straight out in front of you. Allowing the right leg and the left leg to naturally display out open. Let's allow the right hand to rest onto the belly and the left hand to rest onto the chest. If you have a bolster and a blanket, I definitely invite you to put the bolster underneath your knees or the blocks underneath your knees. This is going to continue to release the lower back. And then if you have your blanket, go ahead and place the blanket underneath your head for some additional support. With the left hand that is resting on the chest, it is there just as a reminder that the chest doesn't rise up with diaphragmatic breathing. So as we're continuing to sink into Shavasana and prepare for our final pose of the day, just know that this is the hardest pose. This is the hardest asana for most people to master. It's hard because it's very difficult for us to do something without doing nothing. But let this be the beginning of you doing nothing, of you letting go just a little bit more. So as we take a nice deep breath in together, maybe the chest rises up as you open your mouth and sigh out everything you're holding on to. Sink just a little bit deeper into your mat, letting go of the breath. The breath will naturally come back to you. It'll begin to flow naturally in and out without effort. And again, begin to release just a little bit more onto the mat. Let the floor beneath you support you. It's strong enough to hold you up. So rest into it. You're safe in your home. Continue to get comfortable wherever you are. And let's just bring our attention over to the right arm, the right shoulder, the right elbow, the right wrist, and the right hand. Feel how there are spaces in between your fingers and the hand, and the fingernails at the tips of your fingers. Feel the skin covering the hand. Breathe into your right arm. And then exhale, letting it all go. Let's bring our attention over towards the right side of our chest. The right ribs, the right solar plexus. As you inhale, maybe the belly lifts up just a little bit. And then as you exhale, how the belly deflates and gets a little bit smaller on the right side. Bringing our attention to the right hip and the right leg, taking a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, let the left leg get a little bit heavier, bringing your awareness to the right knee and the right ankle and the right foot. Breathing into the soles of your feet, noticing the skin around the right foot, the spaces in between each toe and your toenails. Taking a nice deep breath into the entire right side of your body. Maybe noticing as you exhale how the right side feels just a little bit lighter. And you're still anchoring into the mat with the left elbow. Let's begin to inhale into the left arm, bringing our attention to the left shoulder. Nice deep breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your awareness towards the left elbow, the left wrist, and the left hand. Breathing into the right palm. Noticing the spaces in between your fingers and your fingernails. As you exhale, feeling the back of your palm, the skin covering it. Inhaling into the entire left arm. And then as you exhale, noticing how the left hand is gently resting on the left heart, left chest. As you breathe into the solar plexus of the left belly, maybe it rises up ever so slightly. As you exhale, the lower left solar plexus gets a little bit smaller. Continue to breathe into your left hip and the left leg. Taking nice, deep, slow breaths in here. Moving your awareness over towards the left knee and the left ankle. How the skin covers the left foot as you breathe in deep. Maybe exhale through the left sole of the left foot and notice the space in between your toes. Breathing air around the left foot, noticing the toenails as you take a deep breath in towards the left side of the body. And then exhaling, noticing how we're feeling a little bit more even. Continuing to breathe in and bring our awareness and our attention towards our third eye. That's the center in between our eyebrows. Noticing how a little soft white light appears in that area as you take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, maybe feel how the air exits the body and flows against your nostrils. The little hairs within the nose. As you deep breath in through the nose, feeling the nice cool air into the body, let's open up the mouth and sigh whatever it is you're holding on to. Breathing in through the nose, bringing your attention towards your throat. Open your mouth and sigh out everything you're holding on to. Let it all go. Resting here on your backs for just a moment. Choosing to roll over to your favorite side and allowing your hand to get heavy and meeting the floor. As your hand rests gently onto the floor, anchor down into the palms and push up so that you can come into a nice seated position. In your seated position, allowing your legs to come into a nice cross-seated, so either the right shin crossed in front of the left. Palms are facing down so that you can send love out into the world. Allowing the chin to rest gently towards the chest, just recognizing the work that you've done here today on the mat. Every day that we roll out our mat, it isn't just a day to move into every pose, to land and just get in every pose, but we want to learn to breathe through every situation, every pose. But we're not looking to survive. We don't have to do everything that is offered to us. Honoring our body, being truthful with ourselves. Recognizing that the hardest part of today was showing up, and you've already done that.
The highest light in me sees and honors the highest light in all of you.